Good morning, everyone. My name is Putri Dwiyanti from the Science Education Study Program, Universitas Pancasakti Tegal, Indonesia. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present our research entitled Characteristics of Claims, Data, and Warrants in Junior High School Students' Response to PISA Science Tasks. During the next few minutes, I will present the background, methodology, findings, and conclusion of our study. Let's get started. 1. Abstract. This study aims to describe the characteristics of claims, data, and warrants in junior high school student responses to PISA Science Tasks. The study employed a qualitative approach with an exploratory case study design involving 94 ninth grade students from SMP Negeri 9 Tegal. Data were collected through PISA-based science essay tasks and semi-structured interview and were analyzed using Tolman argumentation or TAP. The finding revealed that claims were predominantly causal claims. Data were primarily stimulus-based, and most responses did not include warrant. These findings indicated that students were generally able to formulate claims and use information from the provided stimulus as supporting evidence. However, they still experienced difficulties in constructing scientific reasoning that logically connected the evidence to their claims. Keyword: scientific argumentation, claim, data, warrant, and PISA. Slide 2. Introduction. Background. Scientific argumentation is an essential skill in science education because it fosters critical thinking, scientific reasoning, and evidence-based decision-making. According to Tolman 2003, an argument consists of their main components: claim, data, and warrant. Previous studies have shown that Indonesian students are generally able to formulate claims, but they still experience difficulties in providing relevant data and particularly appropriate warrants. PISA Science items provide authentic contexts that are suitable for identifying the characteristics of student scientific argumentation. Research question: what are the characteristics of claims, data, and warrants in junior high school student response to PISA Science items? Research objective: to describe the characteristics of claim, data, and warrant in junior high school student responsive to PISA Science item. Slide 3. Research methodology. 1. Research design. Qualitative approach and exploratory case study design. 2. Research participant. 94 ninth grade student, SMP Negeri 9 Tegal, the 2025 to 2026 academic year. 3. Data collection technique. 1. PISA Science item with additional modified open-ended question. 2. Semi-structured interview. And 3. Documentation. Next, data analysis. Data were analyzing using the Miles and Huberman model, which include 1. Data reduction, 2. Data display, and 3. Conclusion drawing and verification. Student arguments were analyzed using the Tolman argumentation pattern or TAP. Slide 4. Result. 1. Claim characteristic. Characteristic: causal claim frequency 78. Normative claim frequency 69. And characteristic unclear claim 21. student response. Discussion. Causal claims were the most frequently identified characteristic, appearing in 78 responses. This finding indicated that most students were able to explain cause and effect relationship in scientific phenomena. Normative claims emerged when students provide recommendations, judgments, or opinions regarding scientific issues. However, some responses still contain unclear claims, indicating that the student had not yet formulated scientifically sound conclusions. Key findings: students were generally able to construct claims, particularly causal claims. Number 2. Data characteristic. Characteristic 1. Stimulus-based data. Frequency 99. 2. Prior knowledge. Frequency 18. Number 3. No data provided. Frequency 51. Student responses. Discussion. Most students use information provided in the item stimulus as evidence to support their arguments. Only a small number of students relied on their prior knowledge. A total of 51 responses did not include any supporting evidence. Key findings. The majority of students relied more on the information provided in the test item than on integrating their existing prior knowledge into their arguments. Number 3. Warrant characteristic. Characteristic number 1. Explicit warrant. Frequency 33. Number 2. Implicit warrant. Frequency 10. And number 3. No warrant. Frequency 125. Student response. Discussion. Most student responses did not include a warrant. Only a small number of students were able to explain the logical connection between the data and the claim. The interview result also indicated that students understood the claim and data, but they still had difficulty constructing clear scientific reasoning. Key finding: the warrant has the weak component of scientific argumentation compared with the claim and data. And next, conclusion. The findings indicate that students' claims were classified into causal, normative, and unclear claims, with causal claims being the most dominant. Their data were categorized as stimulus-based data, prior knowledge-based data, and no data, with stimulus-based data used most frequently. In contrast, student warrants were classified as explicit warrants, implicit warrants, and no warrants, with the majority of students being unable to construct an appropriate warrant. These findings suggest that among the three components of the Tolman argumentation pattern, or TAP, warrant is the weakest aspect of student scientific argumentation. To conclude, this study found that student responses to PISA Science Tasks were characteristic by 3 types of claims, 3 types of data, and 3 types of warrants. While most students were able to formulate claims and use relevant data, the majority still had difficulty constructing appropriate warrant. This finding indicated that the warrant is the weakest component of student scientific argumentation and should be given great attention in science teaching and learning. Thank you very much for your attention. I sincerely appreciate your time and participation. I will be happy to answer any question or receive your comment and suggestion. Thank you.